Saturday off. Bit of finance on the Bluetooth. Eyes on the prize. That'll be 5 or 6 soon. Any luck? Got the basketball on the side. Got some amendments to make. There's quite a bit missing from this one. Very thin book, so got to get that fixed up, which is what I'm doing now. Whenever I don't understand something, I just start highlighting, and eventually you figure it out. I'm back. I can finally get back to my usual routine. I was actually getting accustomed to eating lots of chocolate, skipping gym, and just studying the whole time instead of doing anything related to my brand or gym or heavy investment stuff. But I'm slowly easing back into the routine. So as for the exam itself, I think I failed. There was a lot of questions I was unprepared for. So basically, we are told the breakdown of each module in the exam in terms of percentage weighting. Example, Module 1 is 10% of the exam, Module 5 is 24% of the exam, etc. This exam had a heavy weighting on modules we were told weren't going to be focused on, and we barely had any questions on modules that were meant to be heavily weighted. So, I spent my entire days off preceding the exam. Like, it was before Easter, so it's a couple of days off the office there, and I took some days off the office gig that weren't public holidays, solely focusing on the heavily weighted modules. So that barely got me any marks in the exam. So I believe I flunked it. I will admit I felt the same way leaving both of my exams in 2022, and they turned out well, but I'm extra sus of this one due to the fact that there was 30% of the exam on non-multi-choice questions, and those questions required a simple number input to answer, meaning unless I miraculously guess the right calculation, I don't have a shot at getting those questions right, unlike I do with a multi-choice. In my other exams, I at least had the hope of a multi-choice question to save me. I don't have as much leeway this time, so that sucks, but I have 2 saving graces. 1, my pay rise and promotion at work is now independent of me getting my CPA. I'll talk more about this in my next video, but basically there's no rush to get my CPA now. 2, I remembered quite a lot of the exam afterwards. Usually I forget most of it right after, but I slowly recalled more and more questions as the hours and days went on, so I've written them down in my notes on my phone. Now, they obviously won't ask the same questions again, but I realized that the questions they asked were based on the textbook, not the course quizzes, which is what we are led to study for. Now, I've known since the start that they, quote, don't ask any questions that are not in the textbook, and even after my other exams, I noticed there were some questions that we didn't learn in the online course quizzes. But During this exam, I stumbled across 2 questions I'd never seen before in the course quizzes, but I realised they were in the textbook. So next semester, I can exclusively focus on the book and not the course quizzes, which is less work, I believe. So worst case, run it back, focus on the questions in the book, we get the dub, and it only tacks on 6 more months of being a part of this program. Not the end of the world, but no point speculating further on this exam. What's done is done. We get our results in about 6 weeks. So, now for some general updates after my exam. Right after my exam, I went to see the new Mario movie. Was great. Then had Hungry Jack's afterwards, which has been a tradition of mine ever since at least 2019. After I finish an exam, I eat a specific meal at Hungry Jack's. Didn't break the tradition this year. That was all on a Thursday. On Friday, the day after the exam, I went back to work as usual. Had gym right after that. Didn't feel 100% obviously since I hadn't been in quite a while. Still managed an hour and 40-minute session though instead of my usual 2 hours. And I wasn't even that far off my prior working reps the last time I did that workout. Not bad. I also returned to my usual diet since I'd eaten so much shit lately. Literally, I just flipped the switch. Wasn't hard. I averaged like 3,300 plus calories per day during the exam period, probably even more. I didn't actually track the Smarties or Easter eggs I ate properly, or the extra cereal I had and whatnot, but regardless, the day after the exam, I went back to my cutting diet of around 1,900 calories. I'm going to do an aggressive mini cut to cull off all the weight I gained during this exam period. I did the same thing in 2017 when I first got ripped. I gained about 3 kilos during the exam period, and I dropped all of that in like less than 2 weeks. I'm not sure how, since the math of the caloric deficit didn't add up. My guess was it was a lot of water, but I don't know. We'll see how long it takes me to get back to around 78-ish kilos. I do have a couple of social events coming up, like the Saturday, 2 days after the exam was done. I had a party with lots of junk food, obviously, and the Tuesday after that, I went to see the Mario movie again. This time I went with my family. Mum told me not to go see the Mario movie on my own because I already planned to do this as a celebration after the exam, much the same way I did in 2022. I saw that Sonic 2 movie as like a post-exam celebration, so I did the same sort of thing this year. But I am used to seeing movies twice. I saw Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Incredibles 2, Godzilla vs. Kong, and Godzilla King of the Monsters twice in cinemas, going with different people on each occasion. So no harm in seeing a good movie twice. So yeah, other than those, I'll be back on the diet. It'll be good to not look like shit again. The 2.5 kilos, or however much I've gained, and the lack of gym sessions makes a noticeable impact on your physique. My gym routine probably won't change for a while. I'll continue off with my routine that I had prior to the exam and see how I go. I am looking at getting Adobe Premiere Pro for my video edits. Chances are I'll get on it, but I need to do a bit more digging on the system before I make the purchase. Turns out it's only like $30 a month here in Australia. I could have sworn it was more expensive, and with my upcoming pay rise, I'll be able to afford that without making any noticeable dent in my savings for my real estate purchase. So, on the pay rise topic, I had a promotion review the week before my exam. I'll talk more about that in an upcoming video, as I've already mentioned, and we're also likely getting a raise at the supermarket, and I'll also touch on that in the next video. So, that's a debrief of my exam. Just a short, quick video. For my standard anyway, it's still probably going to be like 10 minutes, so I'll elaborate further in my next video, and I have a lot more to come now that I'm free of the shackles of exam study. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. So I just finished recording 2 scripts for my next 2 YouTube videos. I've been away for about a month now with the exam study. So it's a Monday, 17th of April. My exam was 4 days ago. It was a Thursday. The Friday, I went back to work. Saturday, I was back at Woolies. and then I had a quick gym session, and then I had a party that night. Sunday, I was back at Woolies covering the manager. I had to start at 7 o'clock. So after having a party Saturday night, then waking up early Sunday, it was very, very rough. And then I also had a rough sleep because I woke up at like a bit before 1 a.m. to go to the toilet, and like my brother was being too noisy in the lounge room. And then I woke up at like 4 a.m. thinking that I had slept through my alarm, which I didn't. So disrupted sleep, coupled with the fact that you didn't get much sleep time coming home late from the party and having to get up at like 5:50 a.m. for work, it was pretty rough. And then, yeah, today is a Monday. I was at the office, and then, yeah, it was a rough day. I had a headache the whole day, and then I've even got a headache right now, but I was like, no, I've got to get back on track like right now. It's not like recording audio is much of a chore. If the headache persists for the rest of the night, I mean, probably will, but worst case, if my headache continues and it's just a real grind for me to do any sort of recording work at all, I can just put that off, and at least I got the voice recordings done for the video you're watching now and the next one that'll be coming out. So, you know, I got something done tonight at least. Tomorrow, Tuesday night, I'm going to see the Super Mario movie with my family. At the time of recording this video, or this little snippet you're watching now, I haven't seen it again yet with my family, but by the time you're watching the video, that would have already happened. Wednesday, I'll be back at gym again, and then same with Thursday. Friday, I'll probably just have the night off. I'll probably just edit these videos, quickly get something out, because it's been a while since I've uploaded anything on YouTube. Then Saturday, Woolies again. Sunday, covering the manager at work again. Monday, back at the office. The next Tuesday, we've got the day off for Anzac Day. So if those videos aren't done by Friday night, or like Saturday, or whenever I get time, then they should be done that day. And from then on, I'm pretty sure I'll be back into the routine. I've got one social event with one of my friends I've got to organize, because he's been really needy and naggy to hang out for a while. So I'll get that out of the way. But then I should be back on the routine. So it's good to be back.